Hey, good afternoon, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa giving you an update on the damaging winds across Michigan. This is what I would call an overachiever wind storm. A lot of times we forecast 50, 55 mile an hour winds with maybe a spot hitting 60. We've had numerous reports of 60 to 64 mile an hour wind gusts. I think I saw one come through at 66 miles an hour. So the southern third of Michigan is getting hit the hardest. We're at in the Grand Rapids area, 143,000 customers without power from consumers. And on the east side of the state, that's growing too. Keep it tuned to MLive here because we're going to keep you updated. We've got crews everywhere. We're getting damage reports, and we're going to have a post going for you that shows everything that's going on. But I want to cover the weather. I want to cover the weather part of that for you and let you know how long this is going to last and what we have as we go into the afternoon and the evening hours. Okay. So, and here's just a couple of reports that we've had recently. There's reportedly some damage to the Birch Run high school roof. One of the schools there, the roof is damaged there. Also in Berry County, there's some damage to a school roof. There's a commercial building in the Flint area on Saginaw Street with damage to the roof. And there's numerous trees down, power lines down, and all kinds of things like that, okay? First, we're going to show you some of the reports here. Hopefully you can read some of this. Let's see, just to show you that this is on the west side of the state. There's a 62 mile an hour wind gust at 12:03 in East Grand Rapids. Let's see, Jackson, 53, 53, 54 in Allegan, 58 in Allegan County, 64 there at the Capital City Airport in Clinton County. This is on the west side of the state, so you could see that solidly 60 mile an hour wind gust there. Now let's go into the southeastern part of the state and I'll show you here. 64 mile an hour wind gust to Mount Clemens. Adrian, 60 mile an hour wind gust at 12:07. Let's see here, 63 in Ypsilanti. Let's see, at that would be Detroit Metro, 61 mile an hour wind gust. So as you could see, solidly 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts, and I think we're at the peak right now and probably in the next 2 hours. I think the west side of the state, you've probably had your strongest wind gusts at 60 to 65, and now you're going to have several hours of 50 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts. I think the southeast side of the state probably is in the heaviest right now and for the next hour, and then it will start to lessen just a touch. And let's get into that and show you the computer models and show you the forecast here, okay? This is the steady wind, and I'm able to take some questions here. Chris Flory, how about Chesney and Oakley? You are probably in your peak now through, I would say, 2 o'clock, and that's when you could have a 60 mile an hour wind gust, and then it would be coming down. What are the wind gusts in Bay City? Farther north you go, the less the wind gusts are. I would say Bay City is probably going to top out around 50 to maybe 55 out in the open. And that's what I want to show you, okay? This is a computer model that's showing noon right now. Let's see, noon, steady winds, okay? The emphasis here is that the strongest winds in the forecast now, what we call a nowcast, down in the southeast part of the state. And now these are in knots, so I got to convert it for you. 30, let's go 34 knots. You got to add about 10% onto that, so you're talking about a 40 mile an hour sustained wind here. And as you see, as you go north, it's still strong through the southern half of lower and still breezy, but it tapers off as you go northward. Okay, now we have the update on what you're looking at. Let's take a look at the time frame. This is 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, and you can see that actually a forecast increase in the sustained winds in a large area. at 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock, strong sustained winds, 40 miles an hour coming through Saginaw, Flint, the Thumb. 4 o'clock, it's starting to shift to the east. 5 o'clock, lesser, but still strong, 35 mile an hour sustained winds. And then 6 o'clock, and this is the good message here, is that you could see a rapid decrease, and I think that tells you right there the time frame on this situation. It's a now through about 5 o'clock, lesser at 6 o'clock, and then ramping down pretty quickly after that for 3 hours. Back to a windy condition, but nothing that's going to bring the trees down. If you're going to have damage, you're going to have it between now and probably 4 o'clock. And if you get through 4 o'clock with power, you're probably okay at 5, and definitely okay at 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's keep going here. Steady wind into the evening, and we're at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and what this is signifying is about 25 mile an hour steady winds in the green, lesser than that. So you are going to be seeing the winds drop off in the evening. Now we'll go to the gusts. And this is a computer model that I like for the gusts. This is noon. I'm sorry. Let's go back here. This is noon. Again in knots. But so I got to convert it up for you. Add about 10%. So where you see the 50, you're probably looking at 55 to 60. Okay. And the main theme here is that the strongest winds coming through the I-94 corridor and northward. And hey, thanks for sharing this video. If you're watching online on Facebook, please share this, because we'll go over things for a few more minutes here, and we'll then start answering questions. Okay, so let's go through the afternoon. Again, we're looking at wind gusts. 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the computer model doing well, showing exactly where the highest wind gusts are now. 2 o'clock, you can see it kind of shifts south, but the border counties still in the 55 to 60 mile an hour range. As you work your way northward, you're in the 50 range, and Grand Rapids, you're getting out of the strongest winds. Let's go to 3 o'clock. The wind gusts continue to shift southward to the Michigan border, the strongest wind gusts, I should say. 4 o'clock, we're still solidly in the 50 mile an hour wind gusts, but the 60 mile an hour gusts have probably gone away. And then here is 5 o'clock. Still some 50 mile an hour wind gusts. So we got about 6 hours, 50 mile an hour wind gusts. And then the lighter gusts start to work in from the west. 6 o'clock, still a large area of, at times, 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Remember, when you're seeing 44, that's in knots, so that's probably close to 50. Okay, there we are at 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, still strong gusts hanging in, but not as strong as we're seeing right now. And then as we go to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock, the wind gusts really start to come down. So I wanted to give you the time frame there. We're in the worst of it right now through probably 3 o'clock, and then gets a little better at 4 in most places, a little better after that, and by the time we get to 8 or 9 o'clock, it's just a normal windy Michigan situation. All right? So if you have any questions, I can take those now for you, and just want to let you know that, again, continue to check MLive and watch our posts, and then if you have a picture, an interesting picture or a video, and you're safe, make sure you get into the comments and upload that picture. It's very easy to do in the comments, and we really appreciate that kind of thing. So this has been an update on the high wind, we can say damaging wind situation for this afternoon, as we've heard of perhaps damage in the Birch Run High School, and also some damage in Berry County on a school on a roof, and also in Genesee County in the Flint area. All right, so it looks like we don't have really any questions. pretty cut and dry. Whole lot of wind gusts now through 6 o'clock, strongest in the south, and probably the west corner of the state has probably had its strongest wind gusts already. But again, keep it tuned to MLive, and I'm going to sign off here. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.